These are sugar snap peas. Some of them aren't as fat. See, there's a lot of thin ones, but I'm gonna have to harvest this whole plant and then it's gonna die back down and our summer crop is gonna come up. The nice juicy fat ones like those we'll just eat raw and munch them as snacks.
My husband wanted to have a barbecue, and so I'm making a potato salad with snap peas in it. I had a lot of potatoes, so I diced it up and put it in some water and boiled it. Now for the snap peas, a lot of the recipes I found on the internet, dice them up really thinly, and then you need to pour hot water over it to cook it or blanch it essentially. So I'm letting that sit and prepping the rest of the ingredients. And to that, I'm gonna go ahead and drain the potatoes and snap peas and then get a nice big bowl and put that all in there. Now, as for the herbs and spices to put in, I only had fresh basil. I think this would do great with some dill, mint, or parsley. So if you have any of those, by all means try it. But I only had some basil, so I did that, and then I squeezed that lemon over it, some pepper, and lots of salt. I wanted my potato salad to be creamy, so I added 2 big spoonfuls of plain yogurt and mixed it all up, and that's where I got that creamy look to it and flavor. Jom Makan! I'm harvesting a bowl of snap peas almost every single day, so I'm trying to incorporate it in every single meal. And today we're making curry laksa, but from the paste. I got this paste when I was traveling in Malaysia and I brought it back to the United States. So we're making curry laksa, but we're using the packet, and I just put it in the pan and started warming that up. During that time, I'm chopping up some cucumbers. My kids love having cucumbers, so I'm doing some thinly sliced ones. Added a little dash of water, that's what the package said. And then these leaves. I'm eating broccoli leaves, so I'm rolling it up and cutting it thinly sliced. I grew broccoli in the yard and the heads aren't really that big, but you can eat every single part of the broccoli. So that's what I'm doing. I have some bean sprouts, added that in, and of course those sugar snap peas that we have loads of. Tofu puffs, I love having these in any curry meat or curry laksa. So I got those and added it in as well, along with the coconut milk. I did stick half of the tofu puffs in an air fryer and crisp it up extra crispy for my kids as well. The rest of the ingredients are just going to be some Thai basil and cilantro that I had. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off the dish with that. I know this is not authentic and it's not made from scratch. I'm busy. I got 3 little kids. So I want to eat the most authentic meal that I can from Asia without that much effort. I did a little taste test and I felt like the latso was a little too salty and I wanted to add more milk to it, but I didn't want to open up another can of coconut milk, so I just poured in some oat milk. I'm going to go ahead and stir this around and bring it back to a boil, do one more taste test, and it's good to go. Now I did reserve half of the tofu puffs for my kids and I put them in their air fryer to make them extra crispy. And there you have it, semi-authentic curry laksa from Malaysia. Jom Makan! Whee! There's our sauce. And what are you guys eating? Peanut noodles. The kids are eating peanut noodles. We're eating. Yes, those are crunchy tofu. My friends, I think I grew too many snap peas because I'm harvesting a bowl of snap peas almost every single day. You can only eat them raw for so long. So this time I'm going to make a quick and easy, simple dish with snap peas. I'm going to treat it kind of like green beans. So let's get a hot wok, a little bit of oil, and put those all in there. And then gather up my trinity of ingredients, which is going to be soy sauce, oyster sauce, and rice vinegar. Now I'm actually using a mushroom oyster sauce, so it's vegetarian, doesn't have any oysters in it. But this recipe does work with just regular oyster sauce. To cut time in my cooking process, I actually mince all my garlic together and make it into these little cubes. So I keep frozen garlic cubes in the freezer. Along with my onion, it's all chopped up and in the freezer. So I toss some of that in and cook this for about 10 minutes. You don't need to add anything else. This sauce was really sweet, super delicious. My husband loved it and cleaned his plate. So I hope you give this a try, especially if you have too many snap peas, or you can even use the green beans for this. Jom Makan. The next one is going to be tempeh and coconut broth with fresh vegetables and the snap peas from the garden because I got to use those up every single day. So first off, I'm using some dried shrimp and that's going in the pan along with some garlic and onion, and then it's going to have a coconut based broth. Gochujang is going to give that umami flavor, and so I'm adding that in. This is something really similar to what I actually used to eat a lot of growing up as a child. My mom loved making this type of dish and we would eat it over rice or have it with a bit of noodles. At this point, I finally turn on the stove and then I'm mixing the gochujang to make sure it's fully incorporated into the broth. This time I decided to cut my snap peas into smaller bits, about half sizes or thirds, and that's just to make it easier to eat. I found some bean sprouts in my fridge. They're about to go bad, so I tossed that in and gave that a good mix. Now it's getting a little bit dry, so I added a little bit of water. The next ingredient I'm going to be adding is tempeh. This is fermented soybean paste that has been pressed together. It's fairly popular in Southeast Asia and it's something that my mom grew up with, it being very cheap in the Asian country. Now here in America it's quite expensive, but I did find a few blocks of this at a discount grocery store, so I got those and I'm adding it to my dish. I gave it a little bit of a taste test before adding some salt and pepper and then covering this dish for about 10 minutes to cook until the veggies are nice, soft, and tender. Now don't forget to go ahead and taste your dish throughout the entire time you're cooking it just to make sure the flavors are right. So this looks really good. I do like having a little bit of chili in here. I didn't have any red chili peppers, so I've decided to add chili oil. Let's get the rest of dinner ready. I like to have this over rice. Let's go ahead and set the table and Jom Makan. Just a little chili oil. This is some vegan rendang, kind of like chicken rendang. And then there's the veggies that we have. The rice I mix with quinoa, some chili oil, some cucumbers, and then lychees I found at the store. Super excited. So it's a little bit of Asia for me. Almost entirely plant-based. We do have tiny little bits of shrimp that was added in here. Okay, baby. I'm gonna feed this one. Full disclosure, this next recipe is coming from ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT to go ahead and give me some snap pea recipes. And this one was really simple. It's about 5 to 6 ingredients if you count salt as one of them. But you go ahead and blanch the snap peas. So I poured hot boiling water and let it cook for about 5 minutes before draining it. And then to blanch it properly, you want to stop the cooking process. Now this is going to keep that vibrant green color that's going to come through in the hummus. So you just pour some ice over it and let that set aside. I rolled my lemons and I added about 2 lemons into this recipe. To a high-speed blender, I added lemon juice, chickpeas, about a can, salt, about a teaspoon or small spoon, and tahini, about 2 large spoonfuls. I don't really like to measure, can you tell? And then I'm going to add the snap peas that have been completely cooled off. So this is going to be like a pretty cold dish. So that's going in, and lots of olive oil. Okay. Now I'm just going to blend this up until it's nice and smooth, and you're going to see that vibrant, green, beautiful color come through. I really absolutely love that. And my kids enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. We just served it along with some chips, crackers, or even on some toast. I was planning to originally freeze this, but we didn't make too much and it lasted about a week in our family. Kids loved it, so let's go ahead and put this in a container and Jom Makan.